Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2020. I can't believe it. We're already in the Memorial Day weekend. Unbelievable. But anyway, welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you're going to learn how to use all of the tips, tricks, and effective strategies that will amount to a huge uproar in your business. And, what we're about here in this podcast is leveling the playing field with your larger competitors and maybe even taking a little bit of a bite of their traffic. And we do this with a systemic way. And I mean, as long as you're strategic about everything, there is nothing you can't do, especially now, with the ease of use of tools and systems and all of that's basically that's available to all of us. At some point, I'm going to give a call about systems out there, because for every expensive system, there is an inexpensive / free system out there that is that's probably does the work just as good as your expensive counterpart. So at some point I may do something like that as well, because I want to I want to educate you guys as best as possible. As you know, I am the small business / local business guru. That's what they call me, the local business guy. And my job is to educate you on systems that you can do to get out there and take a big bite out of the pie of your big competitors. So talking about systems, sometimes a system doesn't have to actually mean an actual tool that you invest. Sometimes a system is something that you develop within your own organization. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because a lot of times you hear me talk a lot about, having the right reach, using tools like Google AdWords, using SEO tactics that work, using Facebook advertising, using social media to get the word out about your business and all of that stuff, right? And all of that stuff is great. But, in order to really have a huge impact in the marketplace, you have to understand how to develop a rhythmic system of getting referrals. Why? Because although all of those things that I talk about keep the pipeline coming in, keeps the pipeline full, you need that, obviously, but there is no better way of actually gaining business and increase. This is a good way of increasing your closing ratio. And this is a way that you can actually get like 90% closing ratio. And in some cases, depending on your business and depending on the industry, you could probably get in 100% closing ratio using this system. And when I say system, this is a system that you embody. You have to embody this into your business and do this on a consistent basis. And you're going to see a phenomenal change in your business and the way things come your way. Okay. And, these are things that I do on a daily basis. So anything that I promote, any strategy that I teach or promote, on my podcast is because I have done it myself, or I have taught my customers to do it, or we do it for my customers. So that's what it's all about. So we know this is it's tried and tested. So no problems there. So the title of today's podcast is 7 Steps to Creating a Solid Referral Marketing System. You have to have a referral marketing system. Yes, you have the BNIs out there. You have little tips out there. You have a plethora of, the Chamber of Commerce. You have a plethora of networking groups and all of that kind of stuff. Always where people are talking about your services, people are talking about your business, and that's all fun and good. But here, I'm talking about developing a system where you systemically do it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, depending where you are in your business. If you start doing this rhythmically, I can't even get the word out, you will see a phenomenal breakthrough in how your business changes. And in my book, 7 Steps to Recession Proofing Your Business, I have a paragraph or a chapter that explains this. But and you guys can get the book; it's there. But it's available on Amazon. But you could get it from my website for free. Just give me a couple bucks for shipping. I'll put it right in your doorstep. But that's not the point here. But I just wanted to point out that all of these things that I talk about is in my book, so you can get everything in one place. So here's what it's all about with having a solid referral marketing system. All right, and I'm going to give it to you step by step. And usually, one of the times, as you know, a lot of times when I give you, a 7-step process to do this or a 10-step process to do that, it's never in any kind of order. This one is different. I want you to follow this in the exact order I'm telling you, because this is one of those things that you have to have a foundation first, and then you have to, launch later. So let's go, guys. Let's see. So this is a good Memorial Day gift for you guys, a Memorial Day weekend gift. Maybe you can start implementing this, you know what I mean? At least starting to to practice it. So I want you to take notes, download this episode, take notes, and really, really understand this process, because it's going to make a huge change. While your marketing is going out there, this is also working, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket. This is also a marketing system, by the way, guys. And it's just called a referral marketing system. That's all. That's the only difference, because you're not actually paying for the traffic, but you kind of are, and I'll explain that in one of the steps later. Okay, so number one. This is going to sound a little goofy, but this is critical, and you got to start with this step. Okay, guys, you have to set goals. The first step to creating a solid referral marketing system is deciding what your business goals are, period. Basically, are you a new startup? Basically, if you're a new startup and you're trying to create an initial customer base, is that what your goal is? Or have you been in business a long time, a few years, and you want to retain customers? Whatever that goal is, you have to have this thing. So once you define your goals, you need to determine how your referral strategy can and will help you reach them. Okay. You got to take an honest look at your current referrals. Do people organically share your business with others by word of mouth? Does it happen organically? Are you actually receiving business already from your current customers without you asking? Let's just say. Or are any referrals happening at all? Unfortunately, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes people are just happy with your services, and then, hey, thanks a lot for good work, and that's it. They never talked about you again. How many do you need to increase profits? These are all goals that you want to set. You know? And now that you know where you stand when it comes to referrals, you can begin to gather ideas for the strategy that, that will work best. Okay. And this is an important step. So I normally don't do this, but if you're having problems with this, because this is the foundation. So if you're having problems with this, reach out to my office. We'll love to give you a free consultation on this alone. Maybe the whole process in general, but on this alone, because it's such a critical step, reach out to my office. You guys know how to get us, 888-416-7752. Just say, hey, I heard your podcast on Friday, on the 22nd of May. And, and I want to, set up this referral marketing system because I'm not getting enough referrals or whatever, just let me know. But this is so critical. I like I said, I normally do not do this, but I want you to know that it's available to you. So that's number one, set goals. Number two, you want to analyze your customers. So basically look at the data. What does it tell you about your target customer? What kinds of people engage with your business most often? Okay. Answering these questions will help you determine what your ideal customer looks like. See, this is the first step towards making a strategy for referrals. So next, you want to identify the current customers that you have that would be the best referrals. They're the ones that, who the most about your, who probably know the most about your business, who purchase your services often. Maybe they're on a monthly retainer. Well, I don't know what kind of business you have, but let's just assume they're the customers that keep coming back, let's say. So identify these things. Okay. So that's number two, analyze the customers. You want to do this strategically. Okay. And you don't want to rush none of these steps, number one or two. Actually, you don't want to rush any of them, but especially 1 and 2. Number 3, so you want to equip your referrals. So remember, in step 2, you determine which your current customers would be ripe for referrals, right? You already determined that, and I hope you did that correctly. So now you just need to give them the tools to be successful. A big part of equipping them to do the job right is to educate them about your brand. How well do they know your brand? I mean, do they just know you as a company that helped them, fix their AC? Do they know you as a law firm that helped them with their divorce case? How well do they know the brand? So you want to educate them a little bit about that. So make sure they know what makes you different from your competitors. See, in many cases, they'll know this just by interacting with your brand or just your product or just your service. You know what I'm saying? But also, you want to tell your referrals what types of clients you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's very important. Like, define who are you looking for. And last, make it easy for your referrers to pass your name by connecting with them on social media. And there goes that word again. See, social media, I believe, in my opinion, is underused. Okay, so make it easy for your referrers to pass on your name by connecting them on your social media. Say, hey, here's their Facebook page, here's their LinkedIn profile, here's whatever social media platform of choice you have. Make it easy for them to share it. Okay, so you're equipping your referrers. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you want to develop your referral strategy. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this step than all the other steps, okay? Because this is a critical step. And again, I'm offering anyone who needs some breakdowns of this for their own business from their own business standpoint, reach out to us, okay? Because this is an important step of a referral strategy. So you want to develop. Here's where we develop it, So basically, now it's time to identify, referrers who would refer to your business without incentive, and which ones would need a little bit of a push. So identify, there's some clients that without even any incentive, they would just refer you, right? So start bringing a list, identify that. The next thing you want to do is the right time to ask, right? Identify the right time to ask, whether it's right, whether it's right away or after trust has been established, so this is your strategy. When are you going to start asking? Some customers, some companies, I've seen it, they ask right away. They've asked me. Like, they don't even know me. They say, hey, would you give us a referral? I mean, they haven't even given us I haven't even gotten a result yet. They want a referral, or some sort of thing, some sort of recommendation or whatever. And sometimes I push back. So depending on your kind of, depending on what type of industry you're in, you want to analyze this. So, this may be different for different customers, though. So, so it's okay to come up with more than one plan with this. Okay. So just remember that you want to identify the right time to ask. Some right away, some will be long term, I guess, depending on the service that you provided. The number 3 thing is, under this identifying strategy piece, is the right time to ask again, and in what circumstances you should call it quits. Here's the deal with this. Sometimes, you don't want to appear too pushy, but there are some customers, and we all have them. It doesn't matter what industry we're in. There are some customers that need a little nudging. They just need it. So you ask them for a referral. They say, okay, I'm going to give it to you, and then nothing happens. So you want to develop a strategy of asking them again. What's the right time? Is that a 1-day delay? Is it a 2-week delay? Is it a month delay? Is it a year's delay? Whatever that is, but you want to establish the right time to do it before you call it quits and just forget about it. But again, it's not being pushy, but you have to have some sort of strategy in place. So next, develop plans to incentivize and motivate your customers for your referrals. Okay, so number 1, you want to decide when and how you incentivize the customers for referring to your business. You could use offering discounts. And again, I don't know your business, so I'm just throwing out options depending on your business model, what you can do. You can offer discounts. You can offer early access to sales. Maybe throw in a bone or two or whatever. I don't know. It's just something that, what is your incentivize / motivation plan? Okay. Number 2, you want to create a referral script for your team. It's very important that your voice is consistent. So you don't want people, you don't want Tom to say it one way and Susan to say it a different way. You want to have a script, and this is how they're doing it. It's proven that if you have a set process, things become more successful quicker. So let's follow that due diligence and that due diligence of asking. So make sure that the company has the same way of doing it. So number 3 is, in your promotional materials, remind your current customers how much you appreciate their referrals and that you offer incentives when they pass on your name to another customer. Remind them, again, it's not a pushy thing. It's not whatever. And there are different ways of incorporating this reminder. You can incorporate it into things like your blog content, your newsletter, your emails, your social media ads, etc., etc. And you can actually create a landing page for your referrals to input their new customers' information. And then that way you know exactly who referred if you're going to use that kind of medium to incentivize your current clients. And again, these are things that go out to only your customers, because you're the one that's going to get the referrals from. So that's number 4, and that's very important. Again, I said I was going to spend some time with that one because it's very important, because this is your strategy. This is where you're going to get the nuts and bolts. So we're getting down to now number 5, which is real simple. Ask. So now it's time to put your plan into action. Excuse me. It's now time to put your plan into action. Okay, so grab the list of the ideal referrals and reach out. Plain and simple. You got to remember that your customers may be motivated in different ways. So if you see that part of your strategy is falling short, don't hesitate to change it. Okay, so again, this is this is not set in stone. I talk a little bit about this in my book. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that. I woke up with a frog in my throat this morning. Anyway, I talk about this a little bit in my book about, you can change things. This is not set in stone. This is your original thing. So this is a living, breathing process that, you put it out there, try it for 3 months, you look at your numbers, tweak, rinse and repeat. Doesn't mean you don't do this, okay? Because this works. So that's number 5, ask. I'm going to point you to a book. It's this thing called The Power of Asking. If anything, I will put a link on this in my show notes of it. It's a lady by the name of Barty Toto. I know her. I actually never met her face to face, but I've spoken to her many times. We've networked virtually a few times. And she's got this amazing book called The Power of Asking. So a lot of times people have trouble asking. So this is something that you can offer to your either for yourself or to your customer or to your employees, the ones who are going to be implementing the strategy. Some people have a problem with asking. So I recommend that book, The Power of Asking. So number 6 is you want to recognize your referrers. Okay. People love to be recognized for good deeds, and referring to your business should count as one of a good deed, right? So they love to be recognized. I always give out gift cards. If I know my client well, and I know what restaurant they like, or I happen to know that they like a certain, like a comedy club or something like that, I will try to get a gift card or maybe a store. Like I'll try to get a gift card to that store or whatever, and give it to them. If I don't know, what I typically do is I give them a gift card to Amazon. Everyone could use something from Amazon these days. So I give them a gift card from Amazon. Nothing crazy. Depending on the level of relationship I have with that client, if it's a big relationship with them, I'll give them $100 gift card. If it's not that large, I'll give them $50, whatever that is. But, recognize them. Say, hey, thanks for referring, John. He's now a XYZ business customer now because of your referral. I appreciate it. So you want to recognize referrals. Number 7, last but not least, you want to track your progress. See, once you've got a few weeks under your belt, it's time to analyze the results and adjust accordingly. Take a look at the numbers. How many referrals have you gotten? What process worked best? In what ways can you make changes to your strategy to realize, more of an ROI with it? Okay, so that's about it for now. For this thing. So before I go over the 7 steps again, I want you to remember something. Here's the bottom line. Remember, change is good, okay? And it's also necessary. So as you implement your referral marketing system or strategy, system or strategy is interchangeable, you might have to make several changes before you nail down a plan that really works for you. Remember, what works for you may not work for someone else. Okay. And I said that earlier before, but I want to, it bears repeating because it's very important, because someone can get frustrated when you develop a new plan. Okay. So be open to that. All right. And remember to keep the customer experience at the forefront of all your efforts. After all, if that fails, if that falls by the wayside, then referrals will too. Okay, so keep your customer experience at the forefront. So that's very important, guys. So before I sign off for today and for the weekend, I want to go over the 7 steps again. Okay, and remember, I'm offering a free consultation. You guys want a personal touch about this? Don't worry. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. So number 1, you want to set goals. Very simple. What's your intention with this referral system? Number 2, analyze your customers. Who are the ones that you want to target, etc., etc. Number 3, equip your referrers. Okay, you want to you want to make sure that you equip them with tools to refer you. Okay, so you want to have that in place already. Number 4, you want to develop a referral strategy. What's your strategy? How are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to talk to certain people? Create scripts, etc., etc. Make this a successful. Put this in a position to be successful. Number 5, you want to ask for the referral. Number 6, you want to recognize your referrers, people who have referred you. How are you going to recognize them? How are you going to show them, hey, your appreciation for people who actually converted? And number 7, you want to track your progress. In other words, rinse and repeat. That's about it, guys. I really and truly hope that you guys enjoyed this content as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. Once again, you guys can reach out to us anytime. 888-416-7752. My name is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Happy Friday once again. I hope you get out there, do whatever you want to do with your family. We've had a rough time this year. We deserve a break, I think. And, again, today's May 22nd, and it's Memorial Day weekend. If you're still feeling a little queasy about hanging out with a bunch of people, which you probably will be, and I totally understand, get out and do something for yourself. Enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Maybe if you have a house, get a nice steak and just barbecue within the family or something like that. Outside, you get outside, get a couple of adult beverages and make the best out of it. So until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy, with another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Until next week, take care and bye for now.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.